Hello. Oh, I need to pause this. Hold on. I'm listening to music. Right, before Instagram flags me for content stuff. Anyways. So hopefully I can be able to share this after this ramble, or maybe I'll just like cut the beginning. Who knows? Maybe it'll work. It'll be fine. Anyways, don't mind my hair right now. I am gonna fix it up a little bit. Heading out. It's a sunny day. I'm really excited. There's like this little flea market in town too, and I feel like there's something in my eye. Please don't mind me. Hi, day 74. Okay, so I finally feel like I have like something to talk about today. I felt like a few of my previous lives, I'm just updating you on my life and whatnot. And it's not a bad thing. I am doing a 365-day live, and there's going to be some days where I am going to have like content to share, like thoughts and like the lessons I'm learning, or like, kind of like anything for you, like for you to think about. And then there's going to be times where it's going to be like, I have nothing to talk about, but here's what happened in my day. Cool. Like, and so, but it also like kind of is on brand, and it makes it sit up a little bit, because my whole idea of the brand is that the brand is me, and it's who I am as a person and who I am as a coach. And so my Instagram is a mix of me. Like, so it is going to be things that light me up that I want to share with you. And whether that is in like coaching and healing and shadow work and self-love, or whether that is just like, here's what's happening in my day, and I just went out for a surf, I'm going to flea market or whatever. And so because I want you to see that, I want you to see me and all of me. And so, and then I also have like, I share my rabbit hole stuff, which is also pretty cool. And so reason why I wanted to come on today is because like this week I got triggered quite a bit. And I want to talk about triggers, but not in the sense of like bringing up a past wound, more like kind of like, let's say you went through a trauma experience, and then you see something, you hear something, and it reminds you, and you get triggered because it reminds you from that past traumatic experience. Those are triggers. Not that they aren't, but they are. But I want to talk about different kind of triggers. I want to talk about the triggers where there is like, you read something or someone says something, and then it hits you in a spot, and you're like, because like that, you get frustrated, bitter, angry, or annoyed, or like disbelief, like that can't be true. And it like kind of like it triggers this response in you, and you like flat out like fully disagree with what you've read or seen. And it is more, it's not so much that what the other person is saying is right or wrong, but it's more that, there maybe is a part of you that doesn't believe that you can have that, or maybe there is a part of you that is saying a story about yourself that is not in line with what that person said. And so I think those triggers are very powerful. All triggers are a learning point. They are a point to go deeper. They're a point to get curious and to see, what is a trigger trying to tell you? What are you learning from it? Like, get curious about it and dive into it, of what story is happening here, and why did something upset you so much? But why was that thing upset you? So like, let's say I come on here and I say, hey, I want to make more money than I know what I can do with. Like, I want to be like fucking rich as fuck, wealthy person, and have like all the money in the world. How are you responding to that right now? Are you saying, okay, cool, Julia, yeah, you do you. And then that will be like one response. Or are you just like, why? Or like, how is that possible? Or you're just kind of like, you feel like a sense of like jealousy, or you feel a sense of like uncomfort that I mentioned that, or that I'm talking about that. What is coming up for you? And get curious about it. What is that surfacing up? Because especially when it comes to things like beliefs and money, and like money especially, because money is a huge trigger for a lot of people. I need to like start straightening my hair. I'm just chatting. Anyways, huge trigger for a lot of people. And it is because in society we've been taught and told like that, you know, like certain things about money are bad, or that money can, like, you know, only like rich people can have money, and then rich people are associated with some labels of like what defines them. And then you have like the classic like sayings like money doesn't grow on trees, like debt is bad, so on and so forth. So money is a very triggering point for a lot of people, and that is why you're seeing more and more people that are working on their money relationship, and they're like to rewire that, because it is important, because money is just a tool at the end of the day. It's like it doesn't define you. It doesn't tell you whether you're worthy or not. It's just there. It's a physical tool created by humans, and that's it. It's nothing more than that. And so to wanting more is not a bad thing. To wanting just enough is not a bad thing. And to not want it at all is not a bad thing either. Every person has their own reality. Every person has their own perspective. And so even just me saying all this, what is the trigger coming up for you? Like, what are the emotions arising in you? What are the questions that are coming up in your head? Are you agreeing with me? Are you disagreeing with me? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm right? And if there is a point where there is lower emotions or negative thoughts coming up in this conversation, this is where I guide you to go deeper. And why are those thoughts and emotions coming up? What are they trying to show you, and what are they trying to tell you? And maybe looking back in your childhood, like how was money viewed when you grew up? How do your parents like work with money? How, was there a mentality of like, to make good money, you need to work your ass off? Is that a narrative that was being played, like kind of like being told? And so this is where you can get curious and see what you're being in triggers. And so that is like what I wanted to talk to you about today. I will probably come up with more triggers examples other than money, because I do believe that giving you the examples, like concrete examples, you can kind of see when a trigger actually comes up in your day-to-day life. And in that moment, you can, maybe in the moment or maybe after, you can start reflecting on it and be like, oh shit, like why did that bother me so much? Like even something that bothers you, like why did that bother me? Like why did what that person said bothered me? Like why did that bring up those feelings? And see what happens, what comes up from there. Now triggers come up all the time. We're human beings. It comes up all the time. I'm not saying you need to work on every single one of them right now. Work on the ones that are important to you. Work on the ones that feel right to you. Like, I mean, your healing is for a lifetime, right? So you're always going to be healing. You're always going to be growing. You're always going to be learning. And so pick and choose which aspects you desire. And if you've already done a lot of inner work right now and you're like capped out, you're like, Julie, I need a break. Take a break. Then don't assess your triggers. But when those triggers do come up, if you notice them, and just make sure you're not projecting onto others. Sometimes we do project and we do react, and that's normal. What you do after the projection is huge as well. What actions do you take after the projection? Do you go up and apologize for projecting? And so this is ways to, like, if you don't want to necessarily dive into your triggers and see what they're saying, at least be more mindful of your triggers and be more mindful of whether you are projecting or not. And if you are, what you are doing after the fact with the other person, because we are all human beings. We all have emotions, we all have feelings, and we're all going to receive and react differently. And that is totally okay. It is just being mindful of how we do it so that we don't project our own shit onto other people, because it is not theirs to carry. it is only ours to carry and ours to deal with. So you do you, I do me, and let me know if you like this video. And that was day 74. So thank you for watching. I will talk to you all soon.